Welcome to the Incoherent Podcast. Welcome to episode 10 of the Incoherent Podcast. Hoover, Zach, did you realise it's been 10 weeks since we started doing this?
No, I didn't realise it's been 10 weeks. It doesn't feel that long.
Well, we have missed a couple. I was away for a couple. You didn't start at the start.
And I've been here for all 11 episodes because we had the bonus NRL Grand Final episode as well. So, yeah, I've done 11 straight. Achievement unlocked.
Now, do you want a medal or a chest to pin that on?
Both.
You can only have one.
Yeah.
Look, you might as well take the medal because you're never going to win the Incoherent Cup.
Well, I'm going to win it. I was sitting there having a look today. We've got a few things going on. So, trying to make things a little bit better. So, what have you boys been up to this week other than work?
Work. I work 6 days a week, mate.
I don't.
You barely work 6 days a fortnight.
Yeah.
No, I do. I do 10 days a fortnight this fortnight.
No, you don't, because you have sickies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I had to take my wife to hospital because she might have been having a stroke. But luckily enough, she didn't. But it was a long wait at John Hunter Hospital for 6 hours with 2 kids. What else have you been up to? Did you watch any sport? Didn't do any games?
Didn't get much sport in this week. Caught the highlights of the Ashes and a few A-League games and a few other bits and pieces, but yeah, pretty full-on weekends. Lots of beers were drunk.
Yeah, there was a few beers drunk on the weekend.
Oh, I didn't bother getting up for the Ashes and ended up being 3-0 anyway, so I didn't even watch the highlights, to be honest.
I didn't even know it was on. I thought it was on next week.
Do you stand by Kevy picking the same squad, or do you think those guys that went over there should have been given a chance to play?
I think the emus, as they call them, I think they should have been given a chance. To be fair, they've gone over there, they've done the 4 weeks over there, so at least give them a chance to play. The job was already done, but at the same time, it's pretty tough for those incumbent players to give up their test jersey. You only get to play so many tests in your career. So,
yeah, but you also, those other players have left their families behind. They've gone over there. I think they've earned the chance to have a crack, and they should have been given it.
I can see the point of both sides of the coin. It's pretty tough to give up the jersey. And I can also see they've been over there. They probably should have been given an opportunity, but they're there to cover injuries and stuff. And there was only really Yo's injury was the only one really. So they got lucky through all of that and went through pretty easily, really.
I don't think Cleary done enough to keep his number 7.
Oh,
nah.
I didn't watch this week's game, but yeah. What do you reckon, Hoover?
I didn't know it was on. Yeah. I did watch the New Zealand Samoa game, but that was a really good game.
Yeah, I watched a bit of that before I'd go and do something. I can't remember what it was, but it cut the game short. So
I thought Samoa was going to have New Zealand there at one stage.
Yeah, they were up, 14-6 at half time.
Yeah.
So they put in the effort and New Zealand just come back through too strong and ran away with it in the end. Samoa didn't score any points in the second half and let a lot in. So
no, they did score in the second half, late in the second half, I think it was.
Oh, did they? I thought it was still.
Yeah,
I thought it was still 14. Wow.
So you're happy? D-Bags, number 7 for the Knights.
Yep. If he can carry that form.
You think he's done enough in those test matches to warrant being given the keys at the Knights?
Yep. I think he can. He needs the forwards to go forward, but give him time. But I think he's a good player. I think people just, blame him for a shitty situation in a team that was designed for Moses. I don't think he's a bad player. I think people drum up how bad he is, to be honest.
I think he's not a bad player, but I personally think he's a better 6. But that Parramatta team was designed for Moses, yes, but the forward pack was there to lay a platform, and Brown, I don't think Brown was good enough to play off the back of that.
He controlled the New Zealand team. He can take control when he needs to and put his little bit into it. He was the difference in those test matches, all three of them that he played.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why they've got him as a talking point of being golden boot. He played really well in all those games. He was the standout, and that's what he needs to be at the Knights. He needs to be a standout from week to week. That'll take pressure off Ponga, and hopefully that unlocks some attack. And yeah,
if he's there,
Ponga won't be
if
there.
he's there, the rumors are he's had talks with the Warriors owner, and I seen there earlier he's also been spotted with 3 of the chiefs from the Rugby 360 conversation with them.
Yeah,
he was being spotted with dinner with them.
Yeah, look, ever since Pat Kalen signed with the Knights, it's always been talk that he's going to leave, and it doesn't actually bother me if he leaves or he doesn't leave because we've got coverage there, and it probably makes it headache a little bit easier. But until he leaves, he's still there. He's still on the thing, so he's still on the roster. So if he leaves, he leaves. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
When I seen that he was talking to the Warriors boss, I sat down and I thought, oh, do the Warriors really need him? And then I actually thought he probably wouldn't be a bad fit in that Warriors team.
No.
We are losing players. Two of us are Sheck. He's going to stay there as long as he can, but 360 is coming up, so he is probably going to go to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind
Ponga at fullback. He is a really good player. I just think he's too small. Too small for fullback.
Nah.
One of the best fullbacks ever to play the game is the Mango, and look how big he was.
Yeah, but he hasn't got the jump.
Yeah,
he can't jump.
He'll grow with more experience in the NRL. He'll evolve and he'll make that fullback spot.
You got Ben Barber, Preston Campbell.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fullbacks that are
even Jai Gray's not that tall.
If he gets a little bit more solid, works on that hip training and really get through the tackles with his hips, Tommy Deardens and the Campbells, and I don't think Tuapiki's that bad of a player, and I think
he's a good player, and he's got the footwork and the ability to be able to play that position anyway. It doesn't matter about his size. Carmichael Hunt wasn't that big. He just returned at the front rower when he first started, remember? You can still have a good player at fullback, even doesn't matter on the size, I don't think.
Well, the two fullbacks that the Warriors normally run there, they're the meter gainers week in, week out anyway.
Yeah.
Boxstad and Barca.
You've still got the wingers there. You've still got big sized wingers that they can throw the ball to. You don't have to take it back all the time. Only when he has to. And if he can join into that back line and ball play a little bit and create space for himself, then anything can happen. I don't know. Payne Haas has been talking about going to 360. Ponga's going to 360. All these players are going to 360, but nobody's made it anything official yet, and we won't know about it. But how do we know that part of that's not driving up the price with the NRL to come in and go, hang on, you stay here, we'll give you the money that you want. You can stay in our game.
Payne Haas has still got contracts left, doesn't he?
He's on the verge of the 10-year ban. So Ponga. Pappenhausen, if he goes, he won't because he got released. So he got released from his contract before he's even done anything. So whether he has a 12 months off or whatever and then signs with 360, he won't have a 10-year ban. If they're off contract, they're not getting a 10-year ban. It's only if they're breaking contracts to go and join.
I don't think Haas will stay. I really think he'll go. He will be a big name in that 360.
Yeah, well, $3 million is nothing to sneeze at. And to be quite honest, if you was asked to go and do your job for 3 times the amount that you're already making to do pretty much the same thing, you're not going to turn it down.
That's the thing. That's what you got to remember. $3 million a season.
Yeah, instead of $1 million.
He's not on. That's exactly right.
The most that an NRL club can offer, because there was talks about the Bears offering Payne Haas $2 million a season, but generally with a salary cap the way that it is, the most that they can offer a player is about 1.5 million without taking up too much of the cap on one player.
Yeah, but that out of that $3 million, too, then there's endorsement deals and everything on top.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's 3 million tax free.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you throw in some sponsorships, or you'll get one friggin' person from over there. He'll particularly want to sponsor him, and yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money to turn down.
It is. And that's
Not
what the problem is.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the radio and all that's been saying he's got to think of his family because he looks after all of his brothers and all that,
Yeah.
with his mum being in jail and all that. So
Yeah.
he has got a responsibility, but 3 million. Go over there and play 3 million a season to get smashed.
Yeah.
But the one interested in what's going to happen with all these players that are thinking about going and their loyalties to their international teams. Is there a Samoan rugby union team?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, there would be.
I'm pretty sure there is.
They're running the risk of signing and missing out on that Rugby League World Cup next year.
Yeah, but there's a Rugby Union World Cup next year.
Yeah, but
and someone paying Haas who can play for Samoa, if Samoa have qualified, because I think there's 20 teams or something in their World Cup where there's only 10 in ours. Is the World Cup really, in rugby league, is it really a draw card at all, to be fair? I don't think it's big enough a draw card, except for those people that are rugby league through and through, Cherry Evans, or that wouldn't even consider going to another sport, that just want to play rugby league. That's probably their big thing, but we'll always lose a lot of players that have come from rugby union with the draw of that rugby union thing because it's more international than what rugby league is.
Yes, there is a rugby union team, a Samoan team.
Yeah.
So
the Wallabies will ban him from playing for the Wallabies because that's what they've said, that they won't take players that join in the international, and I can't see them changing it just because Payne Huss swaps over. But he can go and play for Samoa.
But I don't agree with that. They should be able to play.
They're allowed to. 360 has said they'll be released for their international obligations and all that stuff. It's the Rugby Australia, Rugby New Zealand, England, and all of that they're the ones that have put the restriction saying they can't play for their country because they don't want to lose players from Super Rugby.
Remember, Live Golf done that. Sorry, PGA done that about Live Golf, and then look at it now.
Yeah,
because the rugby and the Rugby 360
yeah,
are the exact same as that, and now PGA turned around and now Live Golf people are playing both.
Well, that's what the thing is. They made the statement that they were going to be banned from playing in the PGA, and then when the players went, well, fuck you anyway, they changed their tone on it. And then they tried to combine and they tried to do all of this stuff. It might just work out because 360 starts pretty much after the NRL season. It might work out that players will go over play 360 for a couple of games and then come back play rugby league through the year.
No. 360, it starts in October, I'm pretty sure it starts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There'll be players coming off contract that'll go play a season in 360 and then come back and play rugby league. Just to make a bit of money. Hey?
I don't think that'd be allowed, would they?
Well, if they come off contract at the end of next year and they're a free agent, there's nothing stopping them from going and playing the 3 months, 4 months of 360 and then coming back to rugby league. Because we've seen players.
Are they only season contracts? Are they, or will they be like the NRL?
Well, they'll probably be multi-year ones, but they'll probably be able to get away with signing a 1 year contract. It's just like when Rapana come back from Japanese rugby and went straight into the Canberra team midway through the season.
Yeah, right.
So his contract finished in Japanese rugby. Just like when Sonny Bill come back, he had to wait for his contract to end in Japanese rugby, and then he came back and played for the Roosters when it ended.
That's the thing. If Payne Huss does sign with him, I think that might open the floodgates because
it could.
He's the number one prop in the NRL.
Yeah.
Well, that's what.
If he leaves, is the CEO really going to turn around and say, "Nah, you're gone for 10 years now," or is he going to turn around and say, "Oh, come on, let's work together with this"? It's up in the air. No one knows until it actually happens.
I dare say the NRL will be having meetings with Payne Haas and trying to keep him in the game.
Oh, they'll be doing everything they can
Yeah.
at the moment.
But that's why they had that war chest a couple of years ago. And the thing is, people complain about third parties and all of that because the players get paid more and it's outside the cap and it's not fair because some clubs get higher third parties than what other clubs do and all that. The whole third party thing was put there when French rugby was chasing rugby league players years ago. That's why that got put in place so they could get unlimited potential of earning. But you've also got the 360 side of things is that they can say that they live in the Bahamas and get it all tax free. They don't have to pay
Yeah.
tax in it. They get that full 3 million.
Well, I think that's what it is Australian. I think the contract is in American dollar, and it only works out 2 point something million, but because he can get it as an Australian side, yeah,
Yeah, well, it's still going to be 3 million Australian
yeah,
with the exchange rate and that. But I don't think we need to worry. We've had other codes come and pinch players before and done all this stuff. We lost Folau, we lost Carmichael Hunt, Matt Rogers, Wendell Saylor. All these players have gone. There's just been other players that come through and fill that gap. It's an opportunity
Mm.
for other players that are coming through that do want to play our sport. And sometimes in sport, that's what you've got. They go and play, they go do one thing to springboard their career so they can do the thing they actually want to do. The same with NFL. You go and get drafted, and then there's players that got drafted in the NFL and they didn't want to go play for their teams, but they were also good at baseball and got drafted in baseball as well, and then threatened that, oh, well, if you don't let me pick the team I want to go to, I'll go play baseball, and then they end up coming to the table to get that player to come and play. It's just one of those things that it'll work itself out, and we'll get a better picture of it once players start signing and what's happening. And it's happened before. When the Super League was on for rugby league, they also had the same thing. It was a World Rugby Series, which is exactly the same as what 360 is for rugby union, that a heap of rugby union players signed up for, and they didn't end up doing it at all. It didn't end up going ahead or coming to fruition. It's just because it's got this Saudi money behind it that it's more than likely to happen.
Yeah, well, I think it's very interesting anyway on who'll go and who'll stay, who's going to be tempted by the money. But yeah, what would you do? Would you have the chance? Pack the family up
take
and
the
go?
money. Yeah,
I think it'd
for
be
sure.
because of the person that I am. Rugby league's always been everything to me. So if I'd done everything, played Origin, won a grand final, done everything that Haas has done, yeah, I'd probably take the money because I've already done everything I can in rugby league. But that's what I'm saying. I'm rugby through and through. I'm not going to put my hand up and go and do that for the money or not. But in
Yeah,
saying
well,
that, I've never been offered that amount of money.
Brisbane, I think it was the CEOs come out and they want him to really think about the legacy he could leave.
Yeah.
Not just within the NRL, but just his legacy that he'll leave at Brisbane.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the exact same argument the PGA had with the Live players. Live players went and took the money, and now a lot of them are looking to go back to the PGA and not renewing with Live because they've already made their money, endorsed it, done everything with it, and they can go back to the PGA and go back to the way things were. PGA has probably been weakened in the result of that because all the good players are playing for Live. All the players that you want to watch, like Cam Smiths, the Chambo, and all that, they're all playing in Live golf.
Yeah.
And I like watching the PGA. I'll sit there and watch it. But
yeah, I can flick backwards and forwards the golf. It's neither here nor there. Like if he gets to a championship hole, yeah. Augusta's probably a bit different. I can watch that. On a little bit of a side note, the NRL draw gets released in the next. Who do you reckon misses Magic Round? Like, we know all the teams that have been announced for Vegas and whatnot, and who misses Magic Round this year?
well, it won't be any Queensland teams.
Does it go the Wooden Spooners?
No, that's not how they do it because the Knights missed out on Magic Round a couple of years ago. They just rotate it through. I think the Bulldogs have missed out on it. They'll just find a team and they miss out.
Well, Dragons were last time, weren't they?
Yeah, I think the Dragons were last time. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe the Tigers.
I know the Tigers missed it a couple of years ago, but yeah, little side bet.
No,
I'm going the Raiders.
I reckon the Raiders will be there. The Raiders are pretty exciting. They've just signed Kobe Black from the Broncos. He
Yeah,
jumped ship after they signed Pezzett. So
yeah. Well,
interesting to see how that goes.
that was always going to happen. He was told he was the next halfback.
Yeah.
They were never going to keep him.
No. No.
So, but
Well,
yeah.
they picked up a pretty promising one in Pezzett with some first grade experience. So you can't really. And Duffy.
Oh well, Duffy only signed the 1 year contract. He's up for release now.
Yeah.
He's a free agent, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think Raiders, yeah, went to Vegas.
Panthers.
They won't take Panthers out. No way.
Well, somebody's got to miss out. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I know someone's got to miss out.
And
We'll see.
they're just gonna keep rotating right through to the whole draw. So it doesn't matter whether it's Panthers next year
The
or
Broncos will
whenever.
never miss out.
They have
There's
to.
no way they could hold it
No,
at Suncorp and then the
they got,
Broncos not playing it.
But it doesn't
they
matter
got to,
because it's not
Yeah,
a
I know.
Broncos.
I know that's only fair.
Well, then the Dolphins can't miss out
Yeah,
then either.
that's what I just said. There won't be any Queensland teams.
But it's not a Broncos home game. The Broncos have not had a home game at Magic
No, they're not
Round.
allowed to because they're not allowed to make money off it. That's the whole point of it. I think they're looking at moving it around anyway.
It's still the home ground advantage, whether they're in the away shed or not.
Yeah, I understand.
So there's no reason why they can't be the team that misses out, and then they don't make no money off it.
Yeah.
So
I think Magic Round should be moved around. You should have it in Brisbane, have it in Townsville, have it in Auckland, have it in Newcastle.
Well, they did.
Perth.
They did used to do it in Auckland.
That was the Nines.
They done Magic Round over there, didn't they?
No, not Magic Round. They only had the Nines over there, and they wanted to try and move that around as well.
They should
got canned.
They should take Magic Round over there and leave the state of origin right here in Australia.
You could do that too. They can't have Magic Round in Vegas. Open the season.
Too many teams going over there. Too much.
Yeah,
too much shit could go wrong.
It would be an absolute political nightmare.
We're looking at doing global round anyway, so
yeah, I don't see that going ahead.
That separates and puts teams in all different parts of the world. You imagine taking every single player to Vegas.
Just tell them to behave. It'll be right.
The Cheese and Munster get back together on the strip.
The Storm played in Vegas yet?
No.
Nah. Maybe a year after next.
The Rabbitohs have, though.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see a Cheese Munster game against each other in Vegas.
Yeah.
Munster's got to hang around to get that.
And Munster might not see Vegas, yeah.
What did you think about the new proposed kickoff rule?
Oh, kickoff after you score a try. What a load of shit.
That's an NFL rule.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it could potentially bring score lines down a little bit.
Well, they did that in the Super League in '97. They had it the other way around, and apparently people reckon there'll still blowouts. So
it's all going to come down to ball control. If you're getting flogged because you keep dropping the ball in your own 20, you're going to get flogged. But
that's right, because they're going to kick the ball off to you. They're on a high, just scoring a try.
Yeah.
They race down, put you on your 10, or drive you back into the in goals. They get the ball back, they score again. Oh, right, let's kick it again to you. Let's do the same again.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to bring the short kickoff right into play. There's going to be.
I fucking cannot stand the short kickoff and short dropouts. It is a waste.
I think it'll.
Do you know why they do it though?
But it'll push it in that direction, which will stop a lot of concussions on kickoffs.
Yeah, I think that's what their idea behind it is to try and make it so that people are kicking short.
Yeah,
for the concussion reason.
Teams will want to win the ball back, so they'll go short.
Yeah.
And
it's tackle football, not fucking touch football. That's what it's going to end up in a couple of years, where you're not going to be able to tackle anyone with all these stupid rules that they're bringing in.
Yeah,
I know you got to look after player welfare and all that, but that's what they said there a year or so ago. Let's get rid of the kickoff altogether.
Yeah. Well, that thing that happened to Katoa the other day, it's a pretty scary thing. And the NRL have interviewed everyone to see what went on, what the result of it is, and now they just want to speak to Katoa once he's all better and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a scary thing, that concussion thing, because you see all these older players that they're mentally fucked because of head knocks and shit because it wasn't looked after properly.
Tell me what difference between union and rugby league, though, because we don't hear about all these concussions in union.
No, they do. They have concussion rules. That's why when I watched it the other day, he got 10 in the bin because he had a head knock because he went into the tackle wrong and caused it himself, basically. And
Yeah,
that's
but
why.
it's not spoken about. We don't hear about it day in, day out. We hear about it in the NRL. And
Well,
that's
to be perfectly honest, you don't hear fucking anything about rugby union other than they want their league players back.
and Australia really suck.
Oh, I wouldn't say that they really suck, but
Wallabies, they were in a little bit of a high there a couple of months ago, and they're right back down in the cellar.
yeah,
They'll get beat again this weekend.
yeah. But
Who they play this weekend? Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, I'll probably
yeah.
Ireland are pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking. Ireland probably will do them.
So
Yeah.
just
But to answer your thing, Hoover, the reason why they do the short dropouts all the time is because it's easier for teams to defend on their line if they give them back possession. There's a chance you can get the possession, and also your team's not running 45 meters, 50 meters down the field and tiring. It's to keep your own fatigue. That's why they do the short kickoffs, because the end result is a better payout if they get the ball back, or if they don't get the ball back, that there's more chance of a mistake and stuff. That's why they do it all the time.
Do you go with a kickoff for union though? Have that the initial kickoff, whatever off the tee, you can kick it long or short. You make your mind up, and then after points, you go to a drop kick.
Yeah,
because then it will bring that short drop, like that short kick off.
Well, in rugby union, the reason that they go short is because it's all about territory. So
yeah, right.
It's where rugby league, you want to try and put pressure on the opposition in their half and pin them down in their half. Rugby union, it's a lot easier to get out of your own half because you can kick the ball out inside the 22. You can kick it out on the full and get a line out down the.
But you can do it
where you're a chance of getting the ball back anyway.
You can do it in rugby league too, and I'm actually quite surprised. I haven't seen someone smart enough to pick up on it yet. Off a kickoff, yes, straight off a kickoff. You kick off long, and you'll get a smart 5'8" or halfback that receives the ball. That defensive line, that fullback's coming with him, moving with that line. You just look up and go bang, 20-40.
It's because if you fuck it up, you don't want to lose possession.
The good old Hail Mary.
Well, we haven't seen it. There's been plenty of times where teams could have used it.
Yeah.
That's what Union does. Union does that sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
The ball kicks the ball, get the ball kicked to them, then they go for field advantage.
Yeah.
You take, I think it was a Knights Cowboys game this year, or it might have been the final last year. Cowboys scored late to take the lead. When the Knights received it, they could have done it, got back into the 40, brings 2-point field goal straight into play.
To be fair, I don't think Knights have anybody that could kick from 40 metres.
Probably not while Ponga's out, but what I mean, that 20-40 off the kickoff, goes out on the 30, you play the ball, bang, 40-metre field goal straight off the bat, tie the game up or win the game.
Yeah, well, Daly Cherry Evans knows that you can, rather than taking a tap at the 20, you can just kick it out and you get the ball back where it goes out. He's the only one that does that every now and then. And he's the only one that they cover on to do it. But it'd be just one of those tactics. The coaches look at these things and it all comes down to risk. They try to minimise risk, and that's what they do. That's why Adam O'Brien had the Knights not attacking the ball and stuff like that, was because it was too high a risk that they'd cause a mistake or give a penalty to get down the other thing. And it's all about consistency and completions and stuff like that. That's what he was really big on. I don't agree with it.
Win a game.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with it because I
So
think that you still need to challenge for the ball. But
anyway, I'm gonna ring the Cowboys and we're gonna put this play in motion. I might get a gig as a coach up there.
yeah,
Kick return coach.
so have you because as everyone would know, Matty Johns has bought a stake in the Gold Coast Titans. Have you been following it at all, or just kind of?
Yeah, oh, look, I've seen it. I haven't really looked too far into it because him and Gordon have both bought stakes into it, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Gordon was already a representative for the Titans or whatever it is. He already had a spot on the Titans, and he's convinced Matty to, or the board's convinced Matty to buy a stake in it. So he's got a small part of it, but his involvement is he sees potential on the Gold Coast in the juniors, and he wants to try and convince the juniors to try and stay and play for the Gold Coast and want to play for the Titans, which is a very mirrored thing to what Gus did at Penrith, wanting those players to stay and play for the Panthers and trying to build through the junior system. And I think it's a very, very smart play for the Titans to be one looking into juniors and trying to make them want to play for him like that because Payne Haas was from the Central Coast catchment area. He's from New South Wales, but in the catchment area, he played juniors in the Titans area. So they lost players like Payne Haas and all that to the Broncos. So they're just trying to build their brand. But I think it's a smart way to go about it rather than throwing $2 million at this player and that player and hope it works out. They've done in the past with Jared Hayne, Idris, Tino. Tino's worked out well because Tino's a really good player and he plays his heart out every week. But obviously, he's had enough of that as well. You need more players around them, those sort of players that want to be there and are passionate about playing for the Titans, I suppose. And I think it's a good way to go and a good way to look at it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no point being the only player in the team putting your heart on the line there every game and no one else wanting to go with you. I think that's why Tino's had enough of it. Like,
Yeah. But some of that could come down to coaching and there's no solid thing for it. Like, when do you know that it's the coach that's the problem, and when do you know that it's the players that are the problem?
the thing is, the coach ain't the one out on the field making the
Yeah,
dropping the ball or giving the penalties away and all that. Yeah, he coaches them, but
yeah,
that's the first thing they look at. They look at the coach and they go, right, let's sack the coach. The Knights have lost 13 games in a row. Let's get rid of the coach. It's not the coach that's doing the wrong on the field.
no,
He's trained them every day during the week, and they've done exactly what he's told them to do. It's just what happens on game day.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's just part of sport in general and the way that it goes. It's a deadly thing to. It'd be the worst thing being a coach or something like that, and you come up with a thing, you see progress, you see everything growing, but it hasn't quite transformed into the field, and then your ass is on the line because this thing that you're trying to work at, and then the worst thing you can do is probably change your formula on the run to try and change things. And
Well, that's the thing. You look at the Blues team, right? They always sack the coach, change the coach. Those Blues players are the best players out of each of those teams,
yeah,
each team they've come from.
yeah, I think at that level it comes down to game plans and stuff like that, and also motivation because I can't ignore how much better of a team they were with Madge in charge compared to Laurie. They were like apples and oranges this year compared to last year.
What's the rumor with Madge at the moment, actually?
England are chasing him.
Does that mean he has to leave Broncos?
No, not if the only reason that Australia chooses a standalone coach and the Blues and that choose a coach that doesn't have an NRL team is because the Australian Rugby League decided that a few years ago. Remember Wayne Bennett was coach of England and he was still coaching the Rabbitohs and
Yeah.
Dolphins. Yeah, it's the same thing. They're happy for him to do it and have his NRL contract as well.
That'll ultimately come down to the club, though. If Brisbane want him to just concentrate on Brisbane, especially with next year being a World Cup year.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think Brisbane are going to be wanting to get rid of Madge at this point.
They're not going to want to get rid
yeah,
of him, but they might want him to concentrate on Brisbane only, not worrying about England.
yeah. But it'll come down to Madge, really.
Look, I think Brisbane are are going to be in a bit of trouble next season, really. I think I read there earlier this week that they reckon Reynolds is in doubt playing at all next season.
Yeah, you got going there the following year, but you've still got to play 6. Hunt will just go to 7, and you've still got you've still got Billy Walters. Corey Pake signed on for next year, so he'll just start at 9. I don't think they'll be that far away. All right, and you only need Reynolds, even if he's not 100% fit. You play Reynolds at 14. You get into a tight game. You throw him out there for the last 20 minutes just to manage that game, get Brisbane over the line.
Yeah, I suppose.
And a lot of those games that they won last year was without Reynolds as well.
Yeah.
So they've got enough halves and that experience in the halves. It'll be all about, this season will be just all about bringing Pezzett through to take over and take control, I think.
Well, he won't be coming through because he'll be a Parramatta.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Still got another season.
Yeah.
So
forgot about that.
Yeah. But they've still got they've got enough. Billy Walters could potentially go to 7 when he's fit. I don't know whether that Blake Moser can play 6 or 7, but he's
I think he's just a
hooking
hooker.
role.
Yeah.
But they might very well sign on Tom Duffy again as a backup for Reynolds for next year. So if Reynolds goes down, they have an out-and-out half. So you can still sign him cheap because he's only played 3 or 4 first-grade games. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It'll be interesting. I still think Brisbane are around that top 4 again next year. It just might depend on Haas. If Haas signs for 360 and doesn't play next year, I think that's going to hurt him a lot because he's a big loss in that middle and they'll struggle for go forward without him, I think.
That's the thing. If he turns around and says, right, I'm going to 360, say, what's today? Tuesday. If he turns around and says, right, I'm going to 360 and signs contract on Thursday, is that him done for next season? He can't play next season at all.
I can't see them allowing him to play if they want to be in players for 10 years for signing the contract to start with.
Yeah, but technically his contract doesn't start till November next year when R360 starts.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it'd be a bit hypocritical to let him play out his season then go.
Well, I was talking with Jonesy about that earlier, and if he is going, he would have something in that new contract to state that nothing is to be released. He can play one last season. Or he releases it and he goes to Japanese rugby, gets a little bit of experience, goes into that 360 inaugural season, kills it, plays 3 or 4 years over there, makes 15 mil, retires back in Samoa.
Yeah.
Nah, he'll go back to Woodbury. Go back to Woodbury where he grew up.
Go and buy the Woodbury field and upgrade.
Yeah.
He would have clauses knowing that the profile he's got within the NRL, he wouldn't want to jeopardise that. If 360 happened to not go ahead or something happens, he doesn't want to run the risk of losing his contract. If he comes out during the season next year and says, I'm going, that's a different story.
So you're going to find out who's going to be broadcasting 360 and actually watch the first week.
Yeah, well, I'm going to watch it.
I reckon if we start saving now, we just jump on a plane, we'll go over there, open a game November next year.
If we can start getting our bets right instead of getting them wrong, we might be there fucking first class. But at the moment, we're going to have to work when we get over there. Show some skin.
Well, at least it'll be tax-free money. Anyway, on to the EPL. What happened to Liverpool, Jason?
Who's Liverpool?
You know exactly who Liverpool is.
I was actually having a look before. They're not even in the top 5 anymore.
They're hardly in the EPL anymore. Let's be honest. They are. I think they're missing a couple of players, but they are in a world of hurt.
I haven't really looked into it. They've been going along pretty well. I've been paying more attention to how the Ravens are going and getting players back and trying to calculate if we can make a wild card thing. So,
Well, Jonesy actually said to me before to ask you where Liverpool is because United's above them.
Yeah,
So he's a little bit chirpy this season with United just sort of sniffing around that top 5 spot.
he'd only be chirping because the Broncos are up, won the
Well,
grand final.
his words were Broncos won, now United's above Liverpool, and Sydney FC are above the Jets. So he's having a good go at it.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway, there's a first for everything.
yeah. There is.
So
So
we've got to find you an EPL team to follow, Hoover.
he probably has one. He just doesn't tell us.
No, I wouldn't have a clue. I would not have a clue.
Burnley.
Well,
So big on him.
Yeah,
John,
yeah.
Johnson landed on Liverpool because it's something to do with the Champions League.
No,
They were winning at some point.
no, it wasn't the Champions League. It was the FA Cup. I was watching an FA Cup game and they put in a good effort, and I'm like, they're my sort of team. So I started following them, and I liked Steven Gerrard, liked his can-do attitude.
Yeah, and then you cried when he tripped over.
I don't remember seeing him fall. I'm pretty sure he was pushed.
Anyway, City 3-0 win over Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Arsenal drop points. They were in our bets last week. 2-2 draw with Sunderland, who were quite sneaky this year. They're just cruising along, sitting fourth. Whether they can hold the pace and be there at the end of the year or not, they're one of them teams.
No, I don't know. I was having a look before, and I was seeing who could possibly win it, and Arsenal are sitting pretty good. City are sitting pretty good.
Yeah, Arsenal's been sitting pretty good for the last 3 years, and they fall off right when it matters.
Yeah.
The EPL is not won in November, and I had this discussion with Smitty the other night because he was a bit chirpy with Arsenal sitting on top. And,
I forgot about that.
yeah, well, I said to him, when was the last time that the EPL was won in November? His response was when City won the treble.
The funny thing is, the EPL is such a long season. Well, it doesn't finish until friggin' May next year?
Yeah, it's a 38 round season, then plus you throw in all your FA Cup games, all your Champions League games, Europa League. I love it.
Yeah, it is good, and going off the EPL is real high quality and all of that, but playing all those Champions League games, Europa and all that, takes a little bit away from those teams, and sort of does keep a bit closer of a competition in a way. But it's still very, very big gap between regulation and the top teams.
Between the relegation teams.
Yeah, well, the teams that are at the bottom of the ladder and the teams at the top of the ladder, there's a massive gap.
Speaking of the relegation teams, the Forest.
Yeah.
And out and the Forest get some points.
Yeah. They out of relegation, are they?
Nah, they're still thereabouts. I think but Wolverhampton's only got 2 points. I think the Forest have now got 10.
I hope Forest get relegated because they did our boy Ange bad. They did him dirty.
Well, the Ange is already sniffing around a few other jobs.
Yeah, well, I think the big bet's on him going back to Celtic. So
yeah, he did well at Celtic. I still don't know why Tottenham let him go. Yeah, he didn't win that goal, but he qualified Champions League again. Tottenham's still sitting 5th, but Ange set that team up. Yeah. Got them back to where they needed to be.
Just from the outside looking in, that's been, other than Celtic, where he left on his own accord, that's been pretty well the story of Ange's career. He gets far with teams and then he gets booted.
That's that second year syndrome. First year he doesn't go real well. He wins a cup the following year, and that's what he did with Tottenham.
Yeah.
He did it with Celtic.
Oh, I don't think that they should have got rid of him either, but maybe there's just more to it than on-field stuff. It might be off-field stuff. When you see coaches and players jumping teams as often as what they do, normally there's a reason in behind it.
Yeah.
No matter how good they are.
The Forest have now had 2 wins, though.
Yeah.
couple of draws. They're sitting on 9 points. Wolves, they're sitting on 2. They're the bottom. Then the Forest. West Ham and Burnley, both on 10. Leeds and Fulham on 11, with Newcastle on 12. Now, Forest managed to get another win this next round. They're out of relegation zone. Do they beat Liverpool, though? Tough ask.
Nah. Won't happen.
Liverpool aren't playing well enough for me to be convinced.
That's a pretty pink iPad there, Hoover.
It is. Yes. No, I've been googling teams.
Googling teams. Are you going to support a team?
Yeah. The Hotspurs.
Tottenham.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
We just said that
Yeah.
they've done Ange dirty, and you're just going to jump on top of them.
Who the fuck's Ange?
Ange Postecoglou.
The
I don't know.
the greatest football coach that Australia's ever seen.
Well, if he was so good, why is he not there now?
We don't know. That's what we're arguing about.
Yeah, no, that's who I'm going for.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Because what was that? What was that other team? Oh, I think it was a couple of years ago there where they just came out of nowhere and won the whole lot.
Leicester
Leicester.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They're
no
back
longer there.
They're going back to where they came from.
I was about to say I couldn't find them.
Yeah, they're in the championship.
Do you know what the worst bit about being a Tottenham supporter is?
What?
Telling your parents you're a Tottenham supporter. So good luck.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Which team do you support?
Alan Beck wouldn't even know who Tottenham is, would they? They'd be
The
thinking,
Liverpool sitting 8.
It'll be right. It's a long season.
Liverpool are the reigning champions, though.
And it's a long season.
That doesn't
come
matter
good.
for Liverpool.
We'll be right.
Liverpool.
Zach, can you get around AFL's wildcard round next year?
I don't really know. I'm not that big of a AFL supporter.
You don't have to be. AFL and NRL pretty much mirror each other with final system. It's just they've announced that they're going to do it, and I'm almost 100% sure that once we get the Bears, the NRL will follow suit because it's the same as what the AFL said. That's an extra week of finals. That's extra views. That's an extra week of games for teams, and it's a money grab basically. They're trying to sell it off as it's more for the fans to see, and basically, if you're in that,
I don't think it is.
9th, 10th, if you're in that 9th or 10th position, you're not really. You wouldn't think that you'd have a shot at winning anyway.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is the grand final's never been won from 5 through 8.
Yeah.
And what makes any supporter think that a wild card 9th or 10th position is going to win it?
I know that.
Yeah, say that it's an extra game for the fans to watch. They complain about how long the season is now. They've either got to shorten that season up, which is taking games away from the fans.
Yeah.
So is it lengthening it?
For those teams playing in that wild card round, they play an extra week, but the top 6 teams will get a week off.
From the fans.
Not really, because doesn't first and second get a week off anyway?
No, they play the first week of the finals as it is now.
Only win they get, yeah.
So they're going to have a wild card round, which will be 10th versus 7th. And then 9th will play 8th, and the winners out of them play 5th and 6th.
The only benefit...
And then they start the finals like it normally is.
So that was Manly and Dolphins this year.
Yeah. So they would have played against who come 8th?
Roosters.
Yeah, they would have played they would have played the Roosters and
Penrith were in 5th.
No, they were on 4.
No, they were 4th.
5th.
No, they were 6th. Panthers, because Warriors were 5th.
Yeah. Sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah. So they would have had another week to play before the actual finals started, which the AFL have a bye before their final series, but they'll probably move that bye next year. They might move it before the grand final so they don't have the problem that they had last year with the concussion rules and stuff like that, which our game could have the same problem because if someone gets concussed and has a 10-down stand-down period from a concussion the week before and misses out on a grand final, there'll be a heap of blow-up about it because they don't have that week off the week before.
It's all right. If you're Samoan, you're allowed to go out and play when you're concussed.
Yeah, well, that's what I never understood about that. That was a grade one watching it, but in a game of NRL, if you have a hit like that, you can't play for 10 days. He played 30 minutes later. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Back to the wild card in top 6 teams getting a break. The one benefit I see from it is my Supercoach team won't fall apart with there being so many players getting rested the last 2 weeks because they're going to get the first week of the finals off.
Yeah, well, that's the other argument.
I can get around it.
That's the other thing that it promotes as well. It means that teams will play their best teams and they won't substitute them off for that last or rest players in that last week.
I still don't think that it's gonna be that much of a benefit, in all honesty, because fans, you've either got to shorten that regular season up because the season can't go any longer than October long weekend. It's too hot.
No, well, they'll just start
you've got
earlier.
It's still too hot.
I'm still having
the games still can't be played early because of daylight savings and everything in the first few weeks. So how do you start the season earlier when in preseason we're having 20-minute quarters because it's too hot?
Yeah.
Unless they're talking that national round will start the year after the Bears come in, when you've got the first game 2 weeks before the season and you're overseas where it's cooler.
Yeah, it could work that way. I never thought of that.
So
I'm all for the wildcard format when we get to 20 teams because then that's still half the competition are eligible to play in the finals, just like it was when there were 16 teams.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the only reason that I'm all for it, because if you manage to be in the top half of your competition, you should be able to play finals, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You go to the wildcard round, do you go down that path of conferences?
Well, I have a feeling that NRL will be split into conferences. I just don't think I'm going to like the way that they do it, because when they do the conferences, I want them to have a draw out of a barrel every week for which teams are in what conference, so any team can play any team in the grand final, really. I'm all for that. I don't want, all right, you're in this conference permanently and then you're in this conference permanently. The NFL, it works well because they were two different competitions that joined together. If they had ARL and Super League and joined them back together, work as a Super Bowl, because you essentially have two separate competitions run under one banner that meet each other in the final, which is pretty much what the NFL is, except it's like schedule. They play certain teams every 3 years or something like that.
Go to a rotating conference where your top 10 teams are in sort of A conference, bottom 10 teams are in a B, top 5 from each meet into a final series.
Yeah.
And then,
no, I could get behind that.
When you, at the end of everything, you have your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then all your points for, all your points against, your complete ladder points determines the final ladder. And then you go top 10, A conference, bottom 10, B conference, start again the following season.
Yeah. Something I still like, the lotto draw, just randomly picking, just go, all right, A, first name comes out, you go that side. You can make an event around it and stuff, just like you can with a draft and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but you have those derbies, the Brisbane Cowboys derbies, all your Queensland derbies, they've still got to happen.
No, I still think all those games should play. I just think they should play each other once. I don't think they should play each other twice. I don't think there's any need to play each other twice, because it's not fair if you're playing some teams twice and other teams once. If you play each other once, that's the fairest that you're going to get it.
When you get to 20
and it
teams,
shortens the season up to 19 rounds from 20 teams.
When you get to 20 teams, that's fine. But at the moment, when you got buys and all the others, the only other reason is you go to everyone plays once. You can have a standalone round in the middle of the season. Everyone gets the week off.
Yeah, you
Just
could have
those, or
you
you
could
have
have
those that international weekend.
yeah. That's what I think you should do anyway. I think you should play each other once. It dramatically shortens it up, and then work out and have a break in the middle for Origin and a Pacific Cup with New Zealand, Samoa, and Tonga, or something like that. So I think you should have your international break. Have Samoa and Tonga play each other every year. Have New Zealand play England every year. Something like that. But have Origin on then. It doesn't affect the teams as much, and you can get rid of the buys altogether.
If you're going to have that international period where those teams play, you still got to have Australia play at some point. You can't just have every other country play.
Hey, you boys got anything for games this week?
Yeah, I had the PS4 up and running for a little bit. Played a bit of Snow Runner.
Snow Runner or Mud Runner?
I was going to get Snow Runner, Mud Runner first.
I liked Snow Runner better than Mud Runner. It's a bit more. I just liked it. I like those sort of simulator game things, like farming simulator and construction simulator and that. You're going to get around American Truck Simulator when it comes to the PS5?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I probably won't do the whole steering wheel and everything.
In a
It
real
could be
truckie.
fun.
No.
I guess I'd use it if I got a steering wheel for Project Motorsport.
Yeah, if you had it for that.
Motor racing, whatever it is. I went and got a camera this week so I could do some streaming, do it through the podcast, and to see if we can entice people to come listen to the podcast. And looking forward to it.
Yeah, just leave your face out of it. Use the background.
I'm just looking into it. I'm going to see whether or not I want to or don't want to stream some Battlefield that I've managed to put 60 hours into this week. You've jumped on the Battlefield 6 this week as well, Zach. How did you find it?
Yeah, for about 5 hours.
I haven't had much better to do.
Maybe you should do a bit of overtime shifts so that you can afford all these games.
Well, hopefully we'll get really popular and people will just start sending us games to test for them. Maybe that'll happen.
Well, if anyone wants to throw a PS5 Hoover's way, he will take one. A couple of gaming computers, I'll gladly have one. Yep. Don't know how I'll go setting it up in the van while I'm living away for work, but I'm
sure you'll find a way.
Where
there's a will, there's a way.
I guarantee I will find a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Isn't your middle name William?
Nah.
Oh, well, there's no way. That was so bad. So bad.
You got to leave that in. You got to leave it in.
You're just looking at me like an idiot.
Yeah, well.
I'm not leaving that in, no way.
Yeah, leave it in.
And this is why your wife folds you up like a pretzel.
That never happened.
What was it? Don't treat me with a good time.
Yeah.
We got a recommendation for a game this week, and I went and gave it a go. Fisky that I work with, he listens to every episode. Thanks for listening. And thanks to everybody else that has been supporting and listening to us for all 10 of our episodes that we've had so far, or 11 episodes in reality, but 10 normal episodes. Thanks for all your support and following us, and like and share our pages and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts from. Fisky, he recommended Satisfactory to me. It came out on the PS5 the other day. It's been on computer for a while. I've seen videos of it, but I haven't watched it from how it starts off or anything like that, and it didn't really interest me because it was just a big factory thing and I didn't understand it, but I went and had a look at it, and it's just a craft, build, collect resources and all that stuff, just like you're doing Ark or any of those survival games that you play, but you're setting up a production line and setting up a factory on a planet and sending stuff back to the mothership or something. If you like those sort of games, I actually really enjoyed it. I put a few hours into that this week too.
Really did do not much at all this weekend or this block off, because you managed to clock up 50 odd hours on Battlefield.
50 hours has been over 3 weeks. It hasn't just been this weekend.
Yeah, well,
I didn't play it the whole time. I've been playing Madden. I've been playing Satisfactory. I had other games that I was playing. Yeah. I didn't get the 60 hours on Battlefield just this weekend.
But you played more hours of gaming in this block off than what you did hours of work on your last block.
No, not necessarily.
That's what I'm hearing.
I think you're wrong.
Am I though?
No.
I think you really need to do a little bit more work.
What have you been doing at work, Zach?
I have an apprentice working for me. I've got giving him some good directions on what not to do and getting him home safe every afternoon. Shaping the future.
That's not what you told me you were doing earlier.
No. Earlier today, I was right in the shit, quite literally.
I wasn't even talking about that. Rust Mobile. You've been getting around that?
Yeah, that was a little bit different, and I did get around a little bit of it, but that doesn't count. I was sitting on top of a stockpile at that stage.
Yeah. How did you find it?
One improvement that I'll make personally for myself is I'll probably get a controller that my phone clips into so that I can see the full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just those type of, when you play mobile games, that's always a drama. I do really enjoy Rust, and I thought I'd sign up for that trial and give it a go. So we'll see how that pans out over the next few weeks anyway.
Yeah.
You might have to hit someone up that's got a 3D printer to make you up a little controller.
I've actually got a 3D printer.
That's what I'll say.
So
I didn't think it was yours. I thought it was Rogan's.
Well, he's had it for a bit over 12 months, and he doesn't have a great deal of interest in it anymore. May make its way into my office, and I'll make the Incoherent Podcast trophy for when I whoop your asses at golf.
I'm going to buy a trophy.
Will it be as cool as mine, though? My blood, sweat, and tears.
See. You won't put anything into it. You just... Fuck. Anyway. Oh, God. Where are you at with your PlayStation 5, Hoover?
Still waiting.
Still waiting?
Yes. Just PS4 in it at the moment.
That's alright. There's still PS4 games you can play online with.
Like Rust.
Now that I'm streaming, I can show everybody why I hate Rust, and yeah, it frustrates me.
Still.
So I might put about 30 minutes into that one and go back to Battlefield.
No, well, you've got Survival Evolved, play a bit of Ark.
Yeah, we can do that. I was actually thinking about playing Ark the other day. I've also been wanting to play NHL. So.
You can get fucked with your Ark. You're off it. You cannot get around it at all.
I do.
Johnson
I like playing Ark.
Has a very bad habit of getting right into it, and then he goes, I've built the wall. We're protected now. See you in 6 months.
I've got other shit I've got to play.
And then he removes it from his PlayStation, hides away in a little USB drive, and then he gets in a mood. Oh, I might play Ark, and the moment's gone.
It's not.
It is. The blood, sweat, and tears have gone.
No. So you was looking at possibly getting Sons of the Forest as well.
I am. Yeah.
I know that we put a few hours into the Forest online.
Yeah.
Before I fucked off.
Yeah, another one of those games. You build a cabin and fuck it, I'm out. Deal with it yourself, Zach.
I'm just a creator.
No, you're banned from building because then you might get on there a bit often.
I'll hold your hand and teach you to walk, and then you're on your own.
Yeah, that's funny how it happens. 9 times out of 10, got to fix your dramas.
Have you got anything else for gaming this week?
Not really. I'm still very interested in that Xbox combination, and
yeah. Well, there's not that much information coming out about it really, other than that leak stuff that came out the other day. But I'm intrigued by it as well.
It's been on for the last couple of years that that's the path they'll go. It was only that, over the last sort of 2 months that more and the whispers are getting stronger. So, interesting to see what PlayStation do.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think with all the Xbox games coming to PlayStation and all that stuff, I think that's all starting to sort itself out. Like new Forza's going to come straight to PlayStation. Halo's coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, you can cross-play it now. It doesn't. It makes sense that you just build the game, and if you want to buy it to play it, you do it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just don't see how. I suppose they probably pay a lot of money for it to be exclusive to the console, but you'd think developers would make more money off it
They will.
by
And
having it on all consoles. But at the same time, Horizon Zero Dawn and all that's made by PlayStation. But if PlayStation sold the rights off to Xbox or Microsoft, Nintendo, that's more revenue for them as well. But it also means that people want to play those games, they have to buy their console. So where do you?
yeah, but you'd
Oh,
have to buy them consoles if they're available to everyone on every console.
yeah.
So, does PlayStation allow Nintendo to have rights to their games? Though we all know how.
Well, Nintendo's probably the only one that they hold all the cards to all of their games, so they're probably the main culprits for it. And knowing the history between Sony and Nintendo, I don't think that they're going to get along very well, to be honest.
No.
But yeah, that's a story for another time, I think.
Yeah. So, on the predictions, I guess.
On to the predictions.
Yeah.
All right. Our predictions are brought to you by Crosshair Pipe and Excavation. For all your pipe excavation, polywelding, or general needs, head over to their Facebook page and get in contact with Zach and see if he can help you out with whatever you may need. He's been covering a fair area. He was out at Warren a couple of weeks ago. You're up the Hunter Valley for the next couple of weeks as well. So,
Yeah, I've got a couple of months here at the moment, but yeah, time away from the family, which is a bit hard, but hard.
Yeah. The best way is just to get in contact with him and see if you can service your area, I suppose, and what he can do for you. Yeah, or if you know anyone that is looking into that sort of stuff. Yeah. All right, Zach. What are your predictions this week?
This week being international break soccer, I've picked a couple of international games. Portugal, I think you're going to be too strong for Ireland, and willing to get around a bit of the Viking clap and cheer on Iceland to beat whatever the hell their name is, because I cannot pronounce it.
Yeah. Hoover?
That's right. I've gone the Dallas Cowboys? No.
Denver
Denver
Broncos.
Broncos.
Denver
Broncos.
Denver Broncos
So he's got on
and the Boston
he's
Bruins.
got on to Jonesy's bandwagon here, and he's getting around the Broncos this week.
Yeah.
And the Boston Brewers.
Yeah.
Which I'm confident in them, I reckon.
You're confident in the Boston Bruins?
Yes.
I didn't know you were such an expert on ice hockey.
Just picking it up.
I suppose you told us you're a bit of an expert in NFL. We're still waiting for your tips to come to fruition.
My tips are I've got the Minnesota Wild in the NHL to beat the San Jose Sharks and the Ravens to beat the Cleveland Browns this week and get 4 on the trot and start heading towards that Super Bowl glory.
Well, I guess we'll see.
We will see, and I think they're going to go on a run now. Everyone seems healthy. I think we're there.
Speaking of us playing golf earlier,
Yeah,
and streaming to our newfound YouTube channel and everything, little side bet. Who's ever bet doesn't come off this week stands in front of the tee box and cops a little driving balls to the back.
yeah.
Now,
we can do that.
Now I'm fairly confident in mine. Well, I picked wisely. I was chasing a few dollar signs, just a couple of favourites there.
Fuck, I hope that fucking Ireland get up, or that team that you couldn't pronounce.
Well, no, I don't hope.
I hope so.
How confident are you, Hoover?
Look, I'm pretty confident at the moment.
When you told me, I wouldn't have believed that the Denver Broncos are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and I still don't think they will. But Denver has been more successful this year compared to the Chiefs, so there's a chance.
But I might even throw out a score. 33-7.
You're going big.
That's an absolute hammering of 5-time friggin' Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, but
3-time champions.
they're not Super Bowl contenders this year, are they?
Yeah, they're still contenders, so...
They're still thereabouts. Yeah.
30,
you got anything else for this
33 to
week?
7. Yep, that's it.
33 to 7?
1 touchdown.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch this game on Monday now. Straight after night shift, I'm going to sit down and watch it. Because it's getting more ridiculous.
There's a lot of welts riding on this.
There is a lot of welts riding on this.
We're going full packet? 12?
I don't have a pack of 12. I've got a pack of 6. 3 each.
On the T-mill I go. A whole bucket.
That does include Hoover now too, right? Because anyone that gets all of them wrong. So it's me and Hoover in this.
Yeah, so I'm turning up with a 44-gallon drum full of ping pong balls to golf that day.
Is it if you get both of them wrong or you only get one wrong?
No, if you get both of them wrong.
In Hoover,
there's 2 balls. You've got
to get both of them right to have a shot at hitting the ball.
So right, so whatever your bets are, one bet is 1 ball. So if you get 2 wrong,
no,
you get 2 balls.
No,
you get one wrong.
You only get to tee it up. You only get to tee up if your bet comes off, which means both games have to win. If one loses, you're out. Does that make sense?
Front or back?
Back.
Are you sure?
I've
got a full mask that we can protect.
I need me face for streaming.
That's all right. This mask will cover it.
No. All right. Who's got anything else?
Nah. I guess that.
You want to discuss this week? No.
Yeah. No, there's not much happening this week. Head home to the family this weekend. So, yeah. Might. Yeah. Catch up on a bit of Rust Mobile.
Play some Battlefield.
Got a bit of mowing to catch up on, and I reckon I can drive the mower with my knees and play a bit of Rust Mobile.
Yeah, right. All right. That's bye from us anyway. Yeah. Thanks for listening and thanks for your support and like and share the page and tell your friends.
Hooroo.
Thank you for joining Zach Hoover and I on the Incoherent Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from, also head over to our Facebook page and follow us there. We're also on Instagram, the Incoherent Podcast. Thank you. Bye.